Let me start with a question. Have you ever wondered why so many people hit their 30s or 40s and suddenly panic? They look back at their 20s and realize, wait, I spent a whole decade working, partying, buying stuff, and somehow I am still broke, still stressed, and still stuck in the same cycle. It is not because they were lazy. It is not because they were unlucky. It is because they were playing the wrong game. See, the 20s are this weird decade. You are technically an adult, but nobody really prepares you for it. You are handed student loans, rent, bills, responsibilities, but you are also handed this cultural pressure to live your best life. So people end up caught between wanting to enjoy the moment and needing to build their future. And 9 times out of 10, they choose the enjoyment. They chase lifestyle instead of wealth. Think about it. You have people in their 20s walking around with designer sneakers that cost more than their monthly groceries. They upgrade to the newest iPhone every single year, even though the phone they had worked perfectly fine. They take weekend trips on credit cards just to post the pictures on Instagram. It looks glamorous, but it is all smoke and mirrors. They are trading long-term freedom for short-term appearances. And here is the crazy part. Nobody claps when you quietly put $500 into an investment account, but post a photo of yourself at a rooftop bar in Miami and everybody says, wow, you are living life. One gives you a dopamine rush, the other gives you freedom in 10 years. Guess which one most people choose? That is the trap. Now, why does this happen? Part of it is because we never got a real financial education. Schools drilled us on Pythagoras' theorem and memorizing chemical equations, but nobody explained taxes, credit scores, compound interest, or how to actually manage money. You graduate knowing how to find the slope of a line, but not how to avoid a credit card trap. So what happens? You stumble into adulthood and repeat what you see. Spend your paycheck, swipe the card, upgrade your lifestyle as soon as your income goes up. And because everyone around you is doing the same, it feels normal. But here's the truth. Normal is broke. Normal is paycheck to paycheck. Normal is working until 65 with nothing to show for it. If you want different, you cannot follow normal. You need to unlearn half of what you think you know about money. Because if lifestyle spending is the bait, debt is the hook that drags you down. Student loans, car payments, credit cards, suddenly you are not working for yourself anymore. You are working for the banks. And the crazy thing is, in your 20s, it does not even feel like a big deal. Everybody around you has debt, so you shrug and think that is life. But every month, that interest quietly grows. Instead of your money working for you, you are working for interest payments. You do not notice it until one day you are 30 and realize you have been paying for 5 years and the balance barely moved. And here is where it gets dangerous. Debt steals your ability to take risks. You want to start a business? Hard to do when you owe 3 different banks. You want to quit a toxic job? Not an option when your car payment depends on that paycheck. Debt handcuffs you. It robs you of choice. Comfort is just as dangerous as debt because it kills your potential in silence. And comfort is everywhere now. Netflix, video games, endless scrolling. Hours disappear, and you do not even notice. People avoid building skills that could increase their income because comfort feels easier. Why grind when you can binge? Why read when you can scroll? The problem is, your 20s are meant for building. They are meant for grinding, experimenting, stacking skills, taking risks, yet many treat it like a retirement phase. They live as if they have already made it, when in reality, they are just getting started. Think of it like this. If your 20s are a video game, this is the level where you collect weapons, armor, and skills. If you skip all that and just relax, you will hit the next level completely unprepared. Comfort is a trap disguised as luxury. It feels good in the moment, but it steals your future strength. And let us be honest, relying on one paycheck today is financial Russian roulette. Maybe in 1985, sticking to a safe 9-to-5 job was enough. Not anymore. In 2025, companies cut jobs overnight. AI is replacing roles people thought were safe. One layoff, one corporate restructure, and your entire financial foundation crumbles. Yet so many people cling to that single paycheck like it is a life raft, when in reality, it is a ticking time bomb. That is why the rich mindset is different. They see income as something to diversify. You have your main job, yes, but you also build side hustles, investments, digital skills. You spread the risk, because if you only have one source of income, you do not actually control your life. Someone else does. Most people do not realize this. But the reason they stay stuck is not lack of opportunity. It is fear. Fear of failure. Fear of risk. Fear of trying something new and looking stupid. So they play it safe. They sit in jobs they hate. They never invest. They never take the leap. And they tell themselves they are being responsible, when really, they are being controlled by fear. Avoiding risk is the biggest risk of all, because time passes anyway. The years you play it safe are the years you lose energy, creativity, and options. So what do? Let us bring this down to earth, because it is not enough to say, do not chase lifestyle. You need a game plan. Number 1, separate your image from your identity. You are not your clothes, your phone, or your Instagram. Those things depreciate the second you buy them. Your real identity is the skills you build, the discipline you hold, the wealth you quietly grow. Choose identity over image. Number 2, get educated on money, even if your school failed you. Read books, watch lectures, follow people who teach financial literacy, understand taxes, credit, investing. Because once you see how money actually works, you cannot unsee it. You will realize how expensive lifestyle debt really is and how powerful compounding is if you start young. Number 3, make debt your enemy, not your roommate. Pay it off as aggressively as you can, especially the bad debt, credit cards, high-interest loans, because debt steals your freedom more than anything else. Imagine what you could do if you were not sending a chunk of your paycheck to the bank every month. That is real motivation. Number 4, treat comfort like dessert, not the main meal. Earn your comfort. Use it as a reward, not a lifestyle. Grind first, relax later. Build now, binge later. And when you do rest, rest with intention. Do not let hours slip by without awareness. Number 5, create multiple streams of income early, even if they are small. A side hustle that makes you an extra $200 a month teaches you more about business, risk, and independence than any textbook ever will. It also builds confidence. Suddenly, you realize you are not chained to just one employer. You have options, and options are power. Number 6, embrace calculated risk. You do not need to jump off cliffs, but you do need to step outside your comfort zone. Start the project, launch the small business, put money into investments. Failure is not the enemy. Stagnation is. Every attempt, even if it fails, gives you experience and resilience. And in your 20s, that is priceless. Here is the bigger picture. Your 20s are not about looking rich. They are about planting seeds. Every dollar invested, every skill learned, every risk taken, that is you watering the roots of a tree that will feed you later. And every dollar wasted on appearances, every hour wasted on mindless comfort, that is you cutting down your own tree before it grows. Imagine two 25-year-olds. One buys a $400 pair of shoes. The other puts $400 into an investment account that grows at a modest 8% a year. Fast forward 30 years. The shoes are in the trash. The investment is worth over $4,000. That is the difference between lifestyle and wealth. And here is the kicker. The person with wealth can buy the shoes later, in cash, and not even feel it. The person who chased lifestyle is still chasing paychecks. At the end of the day, your 20s will either be the foundation of your freedom or the foundation of your regret. The choice is yours. And it is not about never having fun, never traveling, never enjoying life. It is about balance. Enjoy, but do not enslave yourself. Build first, shine later. The world has enough people who look successful. Be the one who actually is.